Hi everyone, in today's video I am going to be discussing with you the basic concepts of solving questions that involves positive and negative numbers involving brackets. This is a video you can easily use at home for revision, so let's get started. Today we are going to discuss about positive and negative integers, but we are going to discuss about questions that involves brackets. Alright, so I have 4 questions here. Now we're going to do each one of these questions one by one, step by step. Now the first step to solving these kind of questions is actually very simple. All you have to do is you have to get rid of the brackets. Now when you want to get rid of the brackets, what do? You have to take the symbol before the bracket and the symbol after the bracket, right? The positive and the negative symbol, and you will have to multiply with each other. Now this brings us to the concept of positive and negative symbols, right? So I'm going to show you here. What do we do when we have a positive number multiplying with another positive number? Or if you have a negative multiplying with a negative. Now these are what we call as like symbols. Now whenever you have a situation where you're using like symbols and you're multiplying like symbols, your final result would always be a positive number or a positive symbol. So for instance, if I have a positive symbol or a positive number multiplied with a negative symbol or a negative number, or vice versa, a negative multiplied with a positive, this is what we call as unlike symbols. So when you have unlike symbols, right, your answer will always be negative. So keeping this in mind, we're going to go back to our first question just now, right? So now what I'm going to do here is I'm going to take the symbol before and after the bracket, and I'm going to multiply these two symbols. Now when I multiply these two symbols, because they are unlike symbols, I will get a negative symbol. So now what I want to do is I want to rewrite the question. So 15 minus 18, right? So now I'm not going to use the positive or the negative, but I'm going to combine them, I'm going to multiply them, and I'm going to put the negative symbol as my symbol here, minus. So 15 we're going to minus with 18. So 15 is a positive value, which means money that you have, but negative 18 or minus 18 means that you are owing $18. So if you owe someone $18, you are only able to pay them back 15 because that's all you have. So you're still owing the person another $3. So since you're still owing the person, you have to use a negative symbol and the number 3. Same thing we're going to do over here for question 2. We're going to look at the bracket and we're going to see if there is a symbol before and after the bracket, as you can see over here. So this symbol that's before and after the bracket, you want to multiply the two symbols, and because they are unlike symbols, so you're going to end up getting a negative value. So what I'm going to do now is I'm going to rewrite the question, negative 14 minus 17. So the positive times negative has changed into just a negative. So now we want to solve the value. This is negative 14, which means you're owing someone $14, and this is negative 17, which means that you're owing someone $17. That means the total money that you're owing the person is now negative 31. Let's look at question 3. Now let's look at the symbol before and after the bracket. They are both negative. So this is like symbols. Like symbols always ends up with a positive. It gives us a positive based on what we discussed earlier. So now what we're going to do, multiply the negative with the negative. So rewrite your question. Now your question is 28 plus 32. whereby your negative and negative before and after the bracket has converted to a positive symbol. So this is normal addition, so you're just going to add the 28 and the 32, and that's going to give you 60. Let's look at question 4. Bracket is here and the symbol before and after the bracket is these two symbols. Okay, so I don't want you to look at the symbol in front because that's nothing to do with the bracket. So we want to take the symbol before and after the bracket, multiply them, and this is going to give you a positive value or a positive symbol. Rewrite the question, negative 15 plus 8. So negative 15 means you are owing someone $15. Positive 8 means it's money that you have. So since you have $8 with you, you're going to use that money to pay the person you owe. However, you cannot complete your debt. You are still owing the person $7. So it's negative 7 as your final value. So we're going to look at question number 5 now. Questions 5, 6, 7 and 8 involves 3 different integers, but it all involves brackets as well. This time, if you notice, there are 2 sections of the brackets where there are symbols outside and inside the bracket, before and after. So one section is here where the positive and negative are side by side, separated by a bracket, and the other part is this side where the positive and negative again is separated by a bracket. So when it's separated by a bracket, you have to carry out the multiplication process. Okay, you'll have to multiply the symbol outside the bracket with the symbol inside the bracket, and the same thing you'll have to do here as well, right? So both of these show unlike symbols, and because they show unlike symbols, you are going to get a negative symbol in return. Now what you have to do is now you have to rewrite the question. So this is going to be 16 minus 19 minus 10. So then you're going to solve 16 minus 19 first. So $16 is, you have $16 with you, but you're owing someone $19. So even if you pay back the $16, you still owe them another 3. So therefore, this is going to be a negative 3. So therefore, this is going to be a negative 3 and minus 10. The minus 10, you want to rewrite the back portion of your question again because you haven't solved that yet. So now, you were owing $3, but now you are owing another $10. So altogether now you are owing a total of $13. So this is your final answer. Now let's look at question number 6. Let's look at the 2 sections where the symbols are separated by a bracket. So we have a negative and a negative separated here, and another section is the positive and the negative separated here. So what we have to do is we have to multiply the symbol in and out of the bracket, and the same thing goes here. Alright, multiply the symbols. So here we're going to get negative 16. So here this is a negative and a negative. This is like symbols. Like symbols will result in a positive value, plus 11. Now this is unlike symbols. Unlike symbols will result in a negative value. So now we're going to take negative 16 and add with the 11. So negative 16 means you are owing $16. Positive 11 or plus 11. Positive 11 means that you have $11 with you. Now whatever you have to pay back the debt that you owe. So even after you do that, you are still owing a total of $5. So you're going to write down here, a negative 5 because you're still owing $5, and the negative 20 over here you're going to rewrite at the back of the question, right? So this is going to be negative 5, negative 20. So now you were owing $5, but then you're owing another $20. So now your total money that you owe is 25. So therefore it's a negative 24. Negative 25. So therefore it's a negative 25. For question number 7, we're going to look at the two sections again. This is the two symbols that's side by side, and then the other section where the symbols are separated by a bracket is these two symbols. So go ahead and multiply the symbol before and after the brackets with each other, right? And this is going to result in a positive symbol, and this is also going to result in a positive symbol because these are like symbols, right? So now we're going to rewrite the question. So this is 22 plus 6 or positive 6 plus 8 or positive 8. You can do this all three together because it's a normal addition, or you want to do step by step, it's fine. 22 plus 6 will give you 28, and then go ahead and add with the number at the back, and this will give you 36. Right, final question. The first section where the symbols are separated by a bracket is here. That's the only section, so we just have to multiply this one. The other parts of the question doesn't have any brackets. So here, negative times a negative will give you a positive. Go ahead and rewrite the question. So you're going to get negative 13 plus 5 minus 10. So we're going to look at individual numbers. This is negative 13, which means you are owing $13. This is a positive 5, which means you have $5 with you, which you can use to pay back the person you owe the money to. Now, despite paying back the $5, you still owe the person $8. So even after we solve these two, you're still owing $8, which means this will result in a negative 8. Then what you do is take the portion that you have not solved and bring it at the back of the question and rewrite that, so you don't forget to solve it. So now we have $8 that we owed earlier, and an additional $10 that you are owing after that. So negative 8, negative 10 will result in negative 18 because you owe a total of $18. Alright, so get an exercise book, copy down all these examples with the step-by-step working, so you always have something to refer to whenever you are in doubt or you're confused. So hopefully this explanation will help those of you who have trouble understanding the basics of integers. I hope this video is helpful for you. If it is, please do like my video, subscribe to my channel, and share with all your friends who you think may benefit from my videos.